Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Tempest Tuesday, and I'm here with the GOAT, Fly Guy DC.
Yes. Hey.
T. That's funny. How are you?
I am good, and yourself?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So, you ready to have some fun with me today?
Yeah, I want to have all the fun we gonna have.
Let's do it. So, I do want to start off. Where are you from?
I am originally from Washington, D.C.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in D.C. My mom moved here in 2008, and I was about 15, and then the rest of that time was on the south side.
Yeah, of
Clayco.
course. Clayco,
Yeah.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What school you went to?
I went to MD Robertson School and Mount Zion.
Oh, Mount Zion. We used to whoop their ass in every sport, I'm just saying.
That's true. So what was it like growing up in D.C. and then the transition from D.C. to Atlanta?
Man, growing up in D.C. was crazy. It was life-changing. Nothing is like home. Up there, I was all around sports, played everything. I did get into a lot of trouble, but not like bad trouble, but me just being a kid. I fought a lot in D.C. Moving here, it changed everything. Atlanta was so different. The climate was different. The environment was different. The weather was different. And at the time when we moved, I had a lot of hate towards my mom because she moved me at 15, and then any sports player know, like in DC, I'm 15, me and my little brother, AAU, recreation basketball, school basketball, football, baseball, all three sports, like we were those guys there. But moving to a whole nother state, you basically got to start over no matter how good you are. And when I moved here, the end of my 10th grade year, went to Morrow, and the person that was in front of me, same grade level as me, he's ranked, his parents are over the booster club, so like it halted me in the direction that I was going, which at the time, like, I was frustrated and I didn't understand it. And then over time, I started to lose the frustration and understand it. And I mean, everything still worked out because I still continued to play sports, played college sports and everything. But it's like at that time, with me having the mindset that I had and the maturity level that I had, I didn't understand it at that time.
Okay. Well, I think it would have definitely worked out for the best. It was probably just because you came over from another range, and then they didn't expect you to be as good as you were, but you was good, so it didn't matter. So is that what inspired your name, DC?
Yes. So when I moved here, which is crazy, so like when I moved here, H&M was already in DC. Like we already dressed like when I moved to Georgia 2008, it was Jabos, it was white tees, it was Air Force Ones. It really wasn't and I wouldn't even say skinny jeans, fitted jeans. It wasn't the fitted, not even fitted shirts, just regular size shirts. Like everything was oversized. So when I moved here, the first day I got on campus at school, I had a basketball class, PE. The coach of the basketball team was my PE teacher.
Right.
And I had on some low top 10 colorful Adidas. They were like every single color. And I had my shoes unlaced, like how Wale be having it. That's how every DC person have their shoes. And I was playing basketball with unlaced low top Adidas. And everybody was like, what the fuck?
Right.
And it was just, it's a up north thing. Like at that time, we didn't care about high top shoes, basketball shoes. We were hooping in whatever. And from there, I mean, they already gave me the name DC because I moved out here and I was from DC, and it was just easier. So my nickname in DC was Whitey, and it didn't correlate down here because once I got down here, my skin got darker. Like I used to be light skin. So, and then just the way I dressed, like I came in, I didn't have jabos, I didn't have tall tees, and nothing against that. Like it was the fashion at that time. But like I dressed with stuff that was more fitting or not as excessive as the rest of the population in Georgia. And that's where it was such a fly guy at first, and then they such a fly guy DC, and then as I got older, I just removed the such and just made it fly guy DC.
And that's just crazy because how didn't it flip? We went from the white tees and the baggy clothes to the fitted clothes.
Absolutely right.
So
Everybody's wearing fitted clothes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I had it. For me just being from, yet again, it's with the climate change, it's with the time change, it's with the environment change. Like I think that worked for DC at that time in Georgia with Crime Mob, with Whoop Rico, and with all the dance, Soulja Boy. Like the influence here was that, and then gradually time changed it, and now the influence has changed, which is good. I'm glad I was on it ahead of time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. That's really dope. So as going back to when you said you piggybacked on that you was really good at basketball. So I did know that. What was it like when you moved into this field, and did you always envision yourself as being hosting?
No, I never wanted to be in entertainment a day in my life.
Really?
I never in my life, I graduated with a bachelor's in criminal justice. I didn't go to school for media. I didn't go to school for broadcasting. I took classes because my final semester at Clark Atlanta University, I was already done with all of my core classes for me to graduate. And radio had just started, so I just started taking, I took maybe 3 classes, but I was already on radio, so technically I didn't even need the classes, but I never envisioned myself to be anything of this nature. Like, the industry is something that I never, ever wanted to do. Like, I had dreams of going overseas playing basketball. And the transition, it was cool, but unexpected. And I say that because basketball, it made me popular. So I was already outgoing. I was already a people's person. So that's the cool aspect of it. So once I started hosting, I wasn't nervous. I wasn't shy. I wasn't afraid to do things because I already was a people's person.
Wow, that's amazing. So how did it feel seeing your growth with everything just take off within radio?
I still don't believe it. It's crazy, and it's like, this is kind of backwards, but I don't even have goals with me as a host or me in radio because it's not something I envision to do. So everything that happens, it just shocks me even more, which is crazy.
It was in God's plans for you.
Absolutely right.
And not yours. That's
Absolutely
crazy.
Right.
That's good, though. Congratulations on everything you're doing.
Thank you.
So what do you think is your role in increasing the visibility for HBCUs?
Man. Oh, man. Now, when you say visibility, on what aspect of visibility?
Making them more known, showing the fun side of everything, and just having everybody cultured to the HBCUs.
And what is my role? So I play a major role in that. And why I say that is because I do a lot of the HBCUs, homecomings, step shows, concerts, and I try to make sure that I bring a different element that anywhere else is given. Meaning the last past 7 years for the AUC, they'll book a talent for the concert, but they only have funds to book that one talent.
Right.
I do a special set, and I bring minimum 7 to 15 guests off of my face card for free. So 2 years ago, Clark Atlanta booked Gunna, and I brought 18 special guests. And if you totaled all their numbers, it was probably $2 million what they all would charge. And they all came for free off of my face card.
Off the strength.
This past year, Morehouse booked 21 Savage. I had the honor of assisting and 21 Measy, they had 90% of what went on, but I had an honor of assisting with helping bring in Drake.
Amazing.
HBCUs having Drake pop up at their homecoming concert.
Not normal.
It's not normal. Only one other HBCU had it, and that was Howard when Drake first came out. So it's the role that I play in it is significant just because I enhance the cultural aspect of it when it comes to HBCUs, and not even just on the aspect of me as a host or me making it fun. I do so much stuff within the schools, meaning doing my radio show from the basketball games, popping up at the basketball games, bringing other people, bringing actors. I just try to give it the experience that it needs to have just because the PWIs have the funds to pay all these people. So if the HBCUs don't have the funds and I'm a gateway to get in those relations or my relations to bring those type of people to the HBCUs, it's only right that I do it.
Wow. That's crazy. So I do know you went to Clark. So funny question, what would you say who has the best homecoming, Clark or Spellhouse?
Man, to be completely honest.
Who lit? Who popping?
It just all depends. And that's not even me trying to play the political role. I say it depends because if the AUC jointly had them all at once, when it did a couple of years ago, there's no homecoming competing.
Yeah.
But when you separate them and you put Clark Atlanta's first or Morehouse or Spellhouse's first, it divides everybody. And I just think the overall experience is better when Clark plays Morehouse for homecoming and the concert is the same, the step show is the same. I think if it's done like that every year, the shit can get so big that they can move it to State Farm Arena or move it to the Mercedes-Benz just because it's all 3 schools.
You're a unit.
So yeah, you're a unit and it's unity. And on top of that, if you get alumni from all 3 schools coming back on the same week, the amount of funds that both of those schools will make probably will be way more than what they make on their separate.
Right. Wow. That's crazy. So what is it like? What is behind the scenes of being a host like that most people don't get to see, and what obstacles do you face or have faced before?
So behind the scenes as a host that people don't get to see, people just think it's all popularity, glitz and glamour, fun, and etc. But the shit is really not. The industry is fake as hell, to be very transparent. A lot of people have an act. And then, I mean, just me, obstacles that I had to face, me coming in the game as I did, I had no mentor. I had no big brother. I had nobody in the game that was already on giving me the steps to go. Mm-hmm. I had to figure everything out on my own when it comes to me as a host and me as a radio personality. Now, of course, once I got on and got on the radio, everybody came and was giving me game, but it's like I've already not made it here, but like
I'm learning about myself.
I'm learning, yeah. So it's like I took the game, but it went in one end out the other, because it's like the same people that was giving me game now that I'm on, you could have gave me that game when I first started rather than trying to give me the cold shoulder in fear of me being competition.
Well, it's crazy that you said it, because like now that like I'm doing what I'm doing, it's like I feel that energy or whatever. It's like I'm kind of like learning. I look up to you a lot. I love what you do. So it's like with me being a female and like mainly like, you know, the industry is mainly like male dominant. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's hard for me sometimes to like relate or just have somebody to talk to, because it's like I don't really have anyone on that level that I could like go talk to. So it's like a lot of the I'm watching videos or just, you know, seeing what other people are doing and not trying to mimic what they do, but just see of like what I should be learning or like what's the difference or how I should make this different. So it's like you saying that I definitely agree.
And to be, and yet again, this is not for interview purposes, you have my number. You can hit me whenever you need any advice.
Thank you.
And that's one thing that I've always told myself, because people didn't give me the game. Mm-hmm. There's not one host in this city who has ever reached out to me and I didn't give him any game.
Right.
There's not one radio personality around my age or younger that I haven't put in position or helped or gave them game. Like, I just always told myself, because nobody gave it to me, like, it's only right I instill it. And then even on the fact of, I don't understand why people didn't embrace me.
Right.
I just don't get it. And it's like, if people would have embraced me, the respect level would have been there. But you don't embrace me, it's like, fuck you. I'm here now. So it's a thin line, but I mean, it's weird. It's weird. And I think a lot of people are in fear of embracing when they see talent, because they feel like their job is going to be in jeopardy. And that's one reason why I embrace any and every person until they rub me wrong. Like when it comes to somebody trying to be a host or radio personality, like I'm going to give you the game because I'm very confident in my capabilities. Yeah. Nobody can stop this shit but the man upstairs and myself. So like, I don't fear nobody coming and taking my hosting jobs or taking me as a radio personality or knocking me off air because they're better than me. And it ain't even the fact of being better than me. You're not going to outwork me. So it's like, it's everybody's mindset is different, and I completely understand it, but I'm against it.
Right. Me too. Thank you for that also, for letting me know I could reach out to you.
Yeah, anytime.
Thank you. And how was your journey at Streets, and why did you choose to leave?
My journey at Streets was great. I have not one thing bad to say about that radio station.
Right.
But there are times where people have to grow. And the main reason why I left was because we couldn't come to an agreement on negotiations. Things were offered. Well, I had demands. Things were offered. I didn't like what was offered. I voiced that. Things were offered, and it still wasn't where I would like things to be. So I personally made the decision to walk away. And I willingly made that decision because before radio, Fly Guy DC was a brand. Radio enhanced it, of course. I'll never take anything away from that. Radio puts you in a different pocket than anything else.
But radio didn't make you.
Agreed. And that's what I just, and that's just a gem for anybody out there. Like, if you're doing anything, just weigh your pros and cons. If radio should leave tomorrow and there's no more radio in the whole wide world, Fly Guy DC will still be Fly Guy DC. And that's how I ultimately made my decision. Like, and that's with anybody. Like, if your field would just shut down tomorrow and will never come back, can you still stand alone on your own? And I just know me as a person, like I said, it's hard to outwork me. Like, I'm a host, I'm an entertainer, I'm a community advocate. Like, there's so much more stuff that I'm doing that will keep me alive. And then yet again, my brand is my brand. Radio was just attached to my brand and helped me make my brand bigger. And like I said, like, I love Streets 945 to death. Like, they gave me my start. They gave me my first start at radio. They enhanced me, helped me build relationships that I would never have had if I wasn't on radio. But I just had to make a decision that was best for me and my mental at that given time.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for helping me understand your choice that you made. But it makes sense, though. It really do make sense. So what makes Fly Guy different than everyone else? And then what keeps you original, and how do you stay with high energy?
What makes me different from everybody else?
Because you're like on a mic, you're like on a high that is like I never seen before, but it's like not to say this is, the normal, but you're a sober high, and I can tell.
And I was just about to say that. Yeah,
I can tell.
I've never drank, I've never smoked, I've never done hookah a day in my life.
That's crazy.
And there's not like a traumatic reason why. Like, my family drinks, like my friends drink, my friends smoke. It just doesn't appeal to me. And what somebody else does won't ever force me to do something that I don't want to do. But just what makes me different, like, I'm genuine. Me as a host, I have perfected the craft of hosting. I know the party or the events or the concerts isn't about me. It's about the experience. I know that I have to make everybody in there feel like that no matter what they're going through, they're having the best time of their life. So I just perfected the craft of hosting, knowing that I have to create an experience whenever I'm hosting or just whenever I'm being Fly Guy DC. Like, I have to create that experience. So that's one of the main things that set me apart. Like, I just know the difference from me just going out there trying to be popular. Like, I'm not trying to be popular by being a host. I never wanted to be a host. So it's like my mental on why I'm in the game or why I still continue to do it is just because it makes people, like, I've had, and this shit still hits me to this day, which I know wasn't true, but one cigar lounge was open. It was after hours. A lady walked up to me, literally walked up to me after hours was over and was like, yeah, I just got out of the hospital. I just beat cancer, and watching your videos helped me. In my head, I know for a fact, but just somebody coming to me telling me that just off of me as a host, and I've had plenty of things. People can be going through the worst thing in their life and come to a club that I'm hosting. They'll forget about every worry that they have, at least for that moment. And that's what makes me the most different from everybody else.
It is, because sometimes, okay, let me tell you. So nothing to discredit this club. So, like, sometimes I go to, like, Revel. I have to go there with, Blake. So, like, Blake, I go out there with Blake and them sometimes because he works with us or whatever on this team I work with. And when you're not there, I just be like, damn, this shit's so loud. But, like, I need somebody to, like, move me. And it's just like, when you get there, shit start jumping. So it's like, it's a difference. Like, when you're there and when you're not there.
And that's the biggest difference. Like, I make sure when my presence is felt when I'm not there.
Yeah.
And that's how you can always tell, yet again, your value in anything. Like, if and I get that all the time, not even just with every club I host. I don't even go to this club unless you're there, because the atmosphere is not the same. And not to discredit anybody else or any club or any host, there's just a different level of energy that I bring and a different vibe that I bring when I'm controlling the vibes.
Yeah, I definitely, I secondhand agree, because I be there. So I know, but thank you for that too. So I know you have done hella hostings, but I know recently you were just a part of the One Big Party tour. What was the experience like?
Man, first off, salute to AG Entertainment, James, BK, which is Future's manager, the whole Free Band gang. That experience is life-changing. I've done festivals before. I've hosted concerts before. But being on tour with one of the biggest artists in the world, like, there's no words that can explain that. It was amazing, phenomenal. And like I said, life-changing.
I went to the one, I came to the show in Atlanta. Lit. It was fun. I had a blast.
And then the crazy part about it is I'm just a host. So even if you look at concerts now, you had Babyface Ray, you had opening acts, you had Babyface Ray, you had ESTG, you had Kodak Black, then you had Future. There's not one concert you go to where before the main act, a host has his own set.
Right.
And I literally had a 30, 45-minute set before Future go. I'm the last person the crowd sees before Future.
Yeah, you was.
That is fucking crazy to me.
That is crazy.
And I love the element, and major shout out to BK. A lot of that had to do with they had to set up the stage. But even when they're setting up the stage at a lot of places, it's just house music playing because they want to set up the stage. But they actually made it a party.
Yeah, because they know you can handle it.
And that's the biggest, like, that's why I say it was life-changing, because it's like, there's no concert that does that.
No.
There's no festival. There's nothing that does that in the world. So I honestly think Future is the first person that has done something like that, to where it's not just house music playing, and they allow us to make 15, 20,000 people into a party right before Future comes on.
It was a party. I was lit. I was real lit. That was fun. So I do have a game I want to play. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Are you ready for this
I'm
game?
always ready for
What you think
games.
the game is about?
I don't know.
How Atlanta are you? That's the game.
Well, listen, they say, now I'm from D.C., but I've been here longer than 10 years, so they tell me I'm from Atlanta, and Atlanta's my home also.
I think you get these questions right.
Okay.
So let's do it. So first question is, what's the best wing spot in Atlanta, and what's the correct order?
Come on, man. First and foremost, there's no better wing spot than the American Deli, specifically in the West End.
Yeah.
If you walk up there and mama don't be like, hey, baby,
Yeah.
you ain't at the right place, okay? The order is a 10-piece, hot lemon pepper, extra lemon pepper, all flats, all three mixed. That means peach, lemonade, and fruit punch mixed, light ice.
Period.
Now, me personally, I might get a lot of backlash for this, but I need blue cheese, okay? I don't eat ranch. I
I'm
need
mad
blue
at
cheese.
you.
But I got the order right.
You did.
The blue cheese is just me.
1 point up for DC. Okay, so the next
1-0.
one is top fish place. We got Captain D's or JJ Fish.
What type of question is that, bro? If anybody is choosing Captain D's, nothing against Captain D's, over JJ's, you're bugging, okay?
Yeah, bugging,
You're
really.
bugging, okay?
Don't forget the crack sauce.
Absolutely right. And it literally is like crack if you've never been to Atlanta and had JJ's Fish, okay?
No, seriously. Okay. So when you're driving on the highway in Atlanta, if you miss your exit, do you keep going or you turn around?
You stop, you pull over to the medium, and you back your ass up, okay? If you go into the next exit to turn around, something's wrong with you. Okay. You ain't from Atlanta.
All right, no, seriously, you gotta turn
3-0,
around.
3-0. Don't ever try me.
3-0. Next question. What side of Atlanta is the best side?
Now, I'm going to break this down because there's no right or wrong answer from this. And if you are in Atlanta or from Atlanta, you will say this. Now, a lot of people will say where they're from is the best side. Every side has their own. North side, which is, now if we're talking about north side, North, NAWF, Gwinnett, we all know what Gwinnett is good as for. Gwinnett is a whole different beast. Gwinnett is a whole different world in Gwinnett. If you're talking about the north side, Cobb, Marietta, that's a whole different beast. Now, when you come inside of the city, West Side has all the hood spots. West Side is your Club Crucial. West Side is your bank. Like, it's all of that. West Side has the West End. Now, a lot of people might say the West Side is good because of that aspect. East Side, come on, you have all the legends. You have Trouble, you have Gucci, you have Savage, you have Nudie. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on. East Side is infamous for the music. East Side is also infamous for Obsessions, Club Libra, Primetime, Figure Eight. I mean, the list of clubs can go on. And if you're from Atlanta or you've been in Atlanta long enough, you should know about them clubs. South Side, I went to school on the South Side. There's nothing like the South Side. And yet again, if you're from Atlanta, you're going to say the side of town you're from is the best side. But South Side is just a different breed. It's nothing like Monroe. It's nothing like Riverdale, Jonesboro, Rex Road, Clayco, Jurassic Park. It's nothing like that.
Nothing.
So to be correct in all forms and not politically correct, Atlanta is Atlanta. There's no other city. There's no other place in the world like Atlanta.
Every side the best side.
Absolutely right.
Period. Okay, point up. So I do have this question. When you're from Atlanta and you visit another city and we see a celebrity, do we geek up or we playing normal because we a celebrity?
Everybody, I literally just, matter of fact, let me pull this goddamn tweet up. I literally just tweeted this. Let me give you the exact date I tweeted this, okay? The exact date I tweeted this was, where is it at? This says 3 days ago. 3 days ago in Atlanta, we're all stars. We don't give a fuck about no celebrities.
Never.
And nothing against nobody, but Atlanta is that city. Atlanta is a city where everybody is doing what they want to do. Everybody is in the field that they want to be in. Everybody is elevating themselves. And it's not even just that we think we are celebrities. It's Atlanta. Future's liable to walk in a club when he's not booked just cuz. Baby's a lot, like, we see it all the time. Like, it's second nature for us. So going to another city and seeing an artist that we see a billion times, it doesn't phase Atlanta people. And like I said, it's not bad. Like, you got to think. And if you're in another city and I'm not even going to say a name, but a C-list celebrity come, to us, we see A-list celebrity all the time because we're in Atlanta. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You happy about that? You want to go take a picture? But we still respect the fact of artists being artists.
Yep.
Like, an artist being there, yeah, they're here, but we're still going to party because we feel like, or we are, or we're becoming that person that we want to be.
Yeah, I agree. That's how I am. I feel you that. So I have one last one. This one is fun. So we about to finish. You're going to have to finish the lyric to this song, okay?
Oh, my God.
Let's do it, Noah.
And haters keep calling.
Favorite art, like, literally, Schoolie, Caleb, all of them. One of my favorite.
And what dance was you hitting when you heard it? Was
I
it
mean,
the
it's
boom,
the boom boom clap.
clap?
Yeah, it's the boom boom clap. It's only right.
Well, that's where we at with it today. I had so much fun playing this game with you. Shout out for everybody on your socials for me.
Absolutely right. You can follow me at I am Fly Guy DC on all socials. And I want to give you an exclusive before I get up out of here. But you can't drop this until it happens.
Okay.
One of the biggest accomplishments of my life will be happening on March 15th.
Wow.
9 a.m. in the morning.
9 a.m.
And this is an exclusive. Nobody knows at all. There's 10.9 million people in Atlanta. Out of 10.9 million people, I don't even want you to read it out loud. I just want you to look at it and read it in your head. Out of 10.9 million people, not in Atlanta, in the state of Georgia, 12 was chosen to be honored as outstanding citizens.
Pop your shit.
And I'm one of the 12. And now I'm not just honored as being honored as an outstanding citizen. The paperwork that you're reading from the state.
Yes.
I'm being honored as a radio personality, host, being honored for what I've done for the state of Georgia, which is fucking amazing.
That's
other people on that list, P, Coach K.
Crazy.
Like, and for me to not even technically be from Georgia and to reach a milestone like that, words can't even explain.
Crazy. My team got to give you a round of applause for that.
Thank you. So that's an exclusive for y'all. Nobody
Yes.
knows about that. But yeah, I'm being honored as an outstanding citizen. So they're taking me and 12 others. We're going to the state capitol. We meet all 180 elected officials. We have to do a speech. They're awarding us. Like, it's just amazing.
That's so amazing. Congratulations. You deserve it all.
Thank
you deserve
you.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for coming today. Be tuned.